round featherweights. Karakhanyan, 28 years old, born in Moscow, Russia, grew up in Riverside, California. At one time was a former indoor pro soccer player for the San Diego Sockers. That was after a brief stint in the U.S. Olympic Development League as a soccer player. Now his kicks come inside the cage.
It doesn't matter where the fight goes. I could keep it standing. I could keep it on the ground. I know he even though has a wrestling background, but I could take him down anytime I want. So wherever the fight goes, I'm looking to finish him.
Karakhanyan has 4 knockouts of his 21 wins, 11 by way of submission, so he does know the ground game against a wrestler who was a great wrestler in college, and Waylon Lowe, who's making his way into the cage, boss.
Yes, so can he take it to the ground? That's going to be the big question. But still, he's got some knockout power, but Waylon Lowe, I mean, he won 7 fights by knockout and 3 by submission. So I think his power is wrestling and striking. And his opponent tonight is, you know, ground.
And here he is. He's on a streak. This is his World Series of Fighting appearance against Cameron Dollar, a first-round knockout. And he is on a streak of 4 consecutive victories by way of knockout. None of his fights has gone past 2 rounds during this period. So the former collegiate wrestling champ at Findlay, Ohio in Division II of NCAA is becoming known for knockouts. 7 of his 14 wins coming that way.
And that's it. That's what I'm saying. Together with the great wrestling, he's going to try to keep this fight on the feet and see if he can land a knockout blow.
How does he match up against Karakhanyan, we asked him earlier?
He's unpredictable, I think, is his #1 asset. He's athletic. He comes from a professional soccer background, but he's very hittable.
Well, that's said by a man who has those 4 straight knockouts. As we look at the tail of the tape, brought to you by Boost Mobile. Be heard. Lowe is 4 years older, 1 inch shorter. As you see the way they weighed in for this, a little heavier is Lowe. Rules are 10-point must system. 3 judges here scoring the fight based on the effective striking, grappling, aggression, and cage control. No kicks to the head or knees to a grounded opponent. Our ring announcer is Jazz Sakuro. Let's go to Jazz now and meet the fighters officially.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the World Series of Fighting 5, Arlovsky versus Kyle. Once again, we are live at the beautiful Revel Casino Hotel in Atlantic City, New Jersey. We would like to welcome those that are viewing live on NBCSN. Your first fight of the main card is brought to you by Boost Mobile. Be heard. It is scheduled for 3 rounds in the World Series of Fighting featherweight division. And now, introducing fighting out of the blue corner, his record, 21 victories, 3 defeats, and 1 draw. He is currently on a 7-fight win streak. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. He weighed in at 145 1/4 pounds, fighting out of Riverside, California, introducing Georgi Insane Karakhanyan. And now his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. His record, 14 wins versus 4 defeats. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 146 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of the fighting city of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, presenting Waylon Lowe. When the action begins, your referee is Keith Peterson.
Featherweights scheduled 3 5-minute rounds. Karakhanyan and Lowe. Lowe featherweight debut has been fighting as a lightweight.
Sir,
both guys are hot.
Sir, are you ready? Fight.
Keith Peterson, make sure they're ready. It's on.
Lowe wants to keep it on his feet. Karakhanyan wants it on the ground, but got great striking skills as well.
Lowe, the southpaw in the red trunks.
southpaw to start throwing some inside low kicks. Because they're used to that. There's a high kick. They probably will start mixing it up. Very smart thing from Lowe here, moving to the, for him, right. Away from that power kick. So I'm flipping it around. Low shooting the inside low kicks, of course. But it's because it just throws me off. I thought, you know, Karakhanyan looks very composed there in the striking.
Going in again with combinations. Lowe, who's been able to block one of Karakhanyan's kicks.
Constantly moving away from the power. Smart idea. Very confident with his left kick. He doesn't turn his foot in though, so he has to watch out. If he goes for the inside low kick, then it doesn't go upwards.
Karakhanyan reaching out on those punches. Lowe has become a very effective striker. Again, we talked about he was a great high school wrestler, good enough to go to college, where he was a two-time NCAA Division II champion at the University of Findlay in Ohio. But in his MMA career now, he is becoming known more for being able to throw a good punch.
Yeah, Karakhanyan, though, has got the reach on him, and he's got great distance. He's constantly staying out the distance, throwing that left leg to the front the whole time.
A couple of nice kicks that he's landed to the right thigh of Lowe. Later on, Arlovsky and Kyle, the heavyweights in the main event.
Lowe shouldn't take too many of those kicks, because at this rate, that's going to be a problem. There we go again, and he moves away from the kick. That means you don't flex your muscle. That's a bad thing, trust me. It's like a Charlie horse. You know, you want to do it when you don't expect it. That's almost the same.
We'll start adding up, won't we?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
nice combination by Lowe.
You know, when somebody's a southpaw, I always expect hooks to the head and straights to the body, because the body lines up better for straight punches that way.
Karakhanyan slipping on that kick attempt. Again, a kick.
Yeah, and it goes straight into the muscle. It's not like it's sliding upwards. It's going straight into the muscle. Very nice.
You can tell the way it's more of a dull thud, that it's really sinking into the muscle.
You're absolutely right. When you hear a slap, that's the foot. It's like slapping him in the leg. But when you don't hear anything, that's a good thing. Not for the opponent, though. Oh, and this is what Karakhanyan wants. And he's got him in a triangle, and this could be the end already.
Karakhanyan tough on the ground. 11 of his 21 wins have come by way of submission.
He's got to arch his shoulder back. He's doing it. Perfect.
Karakhanyan has ended the streak of Lowe and has won for the 8th straight time a submission here in the first round. Georgi Karakhanyan going to 22-3, 12 wins by submission. And did he ever take control of that? He saw the opening, got his kicks in, then saw the opening, got it on the ground, and it was over.
You know, and he had a great way to finish. A lot of guys with the arm and guillotine, they start pulling backwards. That's not what you should do. You should arch your shoulder backwards. You should crank the neck, because if you crank the neck, you close the distance with your hand that's underneath the neck and the jaw, you know. That's how you finish the fight. And I mean, this guy is picture perfect. That was awesome.
Karakhanyan, who already is a featherweight champion, the Tachi Palace Fighting Championship, for his great groundwork. And here's the way he is able to wrap it up. Look, pulls him down and takes over, boss.
You know, you saw that because he was standing straight up, he could make it so tight. Then he locked it in, and that's when he jumped guard. And all that together, he put so much pressure on the neck, you know, and it's a blood choke. A lot of these guys nowadays, arm and guillotines are blood chokes.
Karakhanyan